Konbanwa, Chef Jay here with the Cooking Dojo. Tonight on our show we'll be doing omelets from the USA. Tonight we'll be doing South Carolina. For South Carolina, I'm going to reflect a very popular dish over there known as Frogmore stew. Now, I won't be making Frogmore stew, but we're going to be making a Frogmore omelet, I guess to call it. For your South Carolina style omelet, you'll need some potatoes cut thin, some corn, chopped up some onions here, and then I have some shrimp. So first things first. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and make this like a soup, even though it's ultimately not going to be a soup. So first things first, we'll go ahead and let these potatoes go. We'll add a little bit of salt to them. I'm adding a little bit because we're going to add more as we add more vegetables. Sausage, we'll go ahead and cut one. We're actually going to cut both of these, but one is going to go in the omelet, and then one is going to be used as a garnish. So keep them separate. And make sure you cut them nice and thin. And same with your shrimp. I'm going to cut 3 to put in the omelet, and I've got 2 more I'm going to cut to put on top of the omelet for our garnish. Just like what I said with Rhode Island, I'm not going to salt the shrimp because I feel that if seafood comes from the ocean, which has plenty of salt in there, no need to add any more. Alright, now I think it's safe to go ahead and add our corn. And we will add our onion. And we'll go ahead and add a little more salt to that. And the other thing is the sausage is already cooked, so we really don't need to add any salt to that. Just move this around a little bit. Now originally for this omelet, what I had planned to do is I was going to make Frogmore stew and then put it inside the omelet, but I don't know how well that'll stay in. And plus, if I'm going to do a soup tutorial, I'd like to be able to give the proper time to dedicate to the soup. So, and this is an omelet, so I figure if you can see everything cooked inside the omelet, I feel like it'll represent an omelet a little better. Go ahead and turn the heat up a little bit on that. I didn't want to turn it up too high because butter is going to burn faster than oil. Now, luckily this stuff can be eaten raw and it won't hurt you. And the meat's already cooked, so that won't hurt you either. Oh! I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this earlier. The kind of potato I used was a red potato. So, but either way, I'm sure a regular potato wouldn't be a problem, but because of the Frogmore stew recipe I looked up, it said red potato, so there we go. Now let's go ahead and add our meat. Warm this up to temperature. Now, I know I said don't overcrowd this or it's not going to cook, but hopefully this isn't really heavy objects cooked in the omelet, so this should still flip okay, but I guess we'll find out in a couple minutes now, won't we? go ahead and add our egg. And while that's going, we'll go ahead and cut up these 2 shrimp. And remember, this is going to go on top as our, this and the sausage is going to be sprinkled on top for our garnish. Wow, this cooked mighty fast. I guess time flies when you know I don't have to stand over this and keep moving it. Alright, now we're going to find out if this thing can flip. So, here goes nothing. Okay, that didn't quite do the plan. Let's try this again. Wow. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go over something right now. Should this happen to you, the omelet breaks, here's what I like to do. Just add another egg, fill in the holes, because this does happen, especially if you overcrowd it. We're just filling the holes like that, and our omelet should be repaired. Just make sure you flip it back over so you cook it. There we go. Alright, now, this is it, round 2. There we go, that was much better. I mean, don't throw a potato everywhere like I just did, but see, now we've got an omelet instead of... But now we've got an omelet instead of scrambled eggs. And by the way, if you do want to add cheese to this, I personally think cheddar would be a great one to add to this. Alright. Alright. I think that should be good enough now. Still doesn't quite fold over as well as I wanted it to, but it still certainly looks better than just throwing scrambled eggs on here and calling it an omelet. Alright. We'll go ahead and just evenly spread out our shrimp and sausage. It's not all going to stay on there, but you know, just try to put it on there as best you can. And here you have a South Carolina style omelet. This is Chef Jay saying, "Itadakimasu." Now let's give our South Carolina style omelet a taste. Let's make sure we get some potato, shrimp, and sausage in there. So much stuff in here, it's hard to get. Well, but that's okay. Hopefully it'll taste amazing, and it'll be worth fighting with it. Oh wow, this is easily one of the best I've eaten so far. Hope all you watching from South Carolina will like this.